Hey everyone, James here with Rokoko, and I'm back with another tutorial for you guys. This time I have a Maya tutorial. And so what we're going to learn here is how to export animations from Studio and import them directly into Maya and apply them to your custom characters within Maya. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to do is pick out an animation that we want to export out from Studio. Now I'm just in our sample project folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and export out this one, the sudden crouch. And this is just a simple animation that was recorded with the Smartsuit Pro, and we're not going to make any changes to it. But if you're exporting out a custom animation that you created with the Smartsuit Pro, and you're done adding your tweaks and everything to your animation and applying your filters, the next step is to export out your animation. So we're going to export out by clicking the export button, and it'll pop up your export options, and we're going to export it out as an FBX under the ASCII settings, and then we're going to make sure that our skeleton is set to Maya Human IK because this is being imported directly into Maya. So once that's set, you just hit the export button and it'll export out to your export path that you have here. So once you've done that, we'll go ahead and now jump over to Maya and show you how to import the animation there. Alright, so here we are in Maya, and now what we want to do is just import our animation and then also our character that we're going to use. So in order to import your animation, you just want to go up to File, Import, and then we'll go to the folder where our animation is saved and hit Import. And when it's imported, it is going to look pretty big. We're going to keep it this size, and now that we have our animation in, we want to go ahead and import a character. And what we want to do is we're going to use Maya's content browser to import our character that way instead of using a custom character, but you can also use your custom character if you do. But in order to use one of Maya's characters, you can go up to Windows, General Editors, and then Content Browser, and it'll pull up this browser here, and you see this a list of different characters that we can use. Just make sure that you're under the modeling, sculpting base meshes, and then bipeds folder. So we're going to go ahead and use this human body. We'll just drag and drop it right into here, and then we can go ahead and close our content browser. And so what I want to do is I want to scale him up just a little bit, but let me go ahead and make our X-ray enable the X-ray joint so I can see the joints right through his body, and I'm just gonna scale him up just slightly, just so that the neck is right around there, so that looks pretty good. And then I'll drag him over here, and then just for organization's sake, I like to apply the character and that animation to their own layer so that I can hide and show them whenever I need to. So in order to do that, you just want to go over here and then click on Create New Layer. I'm going to click it twice, and then I'm going to rename this one to Animation. And then I'll do the same thing for this one, and then rename this one to Character. And then with our character selected, I'm going to right click on our character layer and then Add Selected Objects, and then click on this V button, and I can hide it. I can click it again to show them again, but I'm going to keep it hidden for now. And then I'm going to do the same thing for our animation. I'm going to just right click and Add Selected Object. So now what we want to do, whenever you import an animation from Studio directly into Maya, what you need to do is specify the joints within the Human IK tab. So in order to do that, you need to open up the Human IK tab, and to find that, you want to go to Windows, Animation Editors, and then Human IK. And that'll pull up this tab right over here. And then with our animation selected, we want to click Create Character Definition. And so it'll pull up this window, a silhouette of this character, and all these gray icons signify a joint that hasn't been defined yet. And so what we're going to do is define all of these joints on our animation right into here. And so there's two ways that you can do that. You can either double click a joint inside of here, so we'll do like the left foot, and then it's going to highlight that left foot, and then all you need to do is just click on the particular joint that's associated with the left foot, which is this one, and then it'll apply it. So you can do it that way, or you can also click on the joint. So we'll do the lower leg, the left leg, and then we can right click here and then click Assign Selected Bone, and it'll assign it that way. And if you notice, everything that we do on the left side is going to be mirrored on the right side, so we don't have to assign to both sides at the same time, which is extremely helpful. And then also, you'll notice that there's these downward arrows that you can click. There's going to be one for your feet, the hands, the spine, shoulders, and the neck. And these are extra joints that you can assign. So like for the feet, we can assign our left toe base. So we'll go ahead and double click that and then click on our left toe base here, and that'll assign that here. We don't have any other toe joints though, so we're not gonna assign those, and we'll just close this. So let's go ahead and assign the rest of our joints. All right, so now that we have our animation skeleton defined, the next thing that we want to do is go back to our character. So we can go back to our channel box, and then we're going to go ahead and show our character. And now what we want to do is create a rig for our character, because all it is a mesh without any skeleton. So what we need to do is create a rig, and Maya provides a handy tool under our skeleton tab. And you want to make sure, actually, before you do that, make sure that you are under rigging, and then click skeleton, and then with your character selected or highlighted, you want to open the quick rig tab. And there's two things that you can do. You can auto rig it, which works fairly well, and all you need to do is click this button and it'll create a rig for you, which is pretty awesome. Or you can click on the step-by-step, which gives you a little bit more manual process to creating this rig. So we're going to go ahead and do the step-by-step process just so that we can adjust some joints, because we did scale up our character, and so using the auto rig might not account for that. So we clicked on the step-by-step button, and then what we want to do is create a character. So we'll hit this plus button, and the first step is to assign the geometry. And to assign it, with this selected, click on the plus button. And then the next step is to create our guides. We're going to leave all of these settings just as they are, and then we're going to click the create/update button, and then you'll notice these guides then start to appear. And these are the guides for how our joints are going to be placed on our character's body. So step 3 are some tools to help you with placing the guides. You can also change the color with this button. We'll change it to maybe a red, just so that's a little easier to see. And what we're going to do is we're going to adjust kind of where some of these are located. So as you can see here, like this particular joint, we want this moved up just a bit. So we'll just click on this, actually, and then we'll actually go to our front view so that it's easier. All right, and so we'll move this up right up here, and then in order to mirror that over here, you can go ahead and press this button to mirror the other side. And then if we move anything over on our right side, we can go ahead and click that button and mirror that right over here as well. And so we'll go ahead and move our wrist joints up a bit, and we'll mirror that over. And then we can go ahead and also, let's raise our shoulder just a bit, and then we'll mirror that, and then we'll raise our neck and our head. That should be pretty good. And finally, we'll just move these over just a little bit, mirror that, and we'll just leave this as is. Actually, let me move these knee just a little up. All right. But just for the sake of this tutorial, we'll just kind of leave it at this. You can definitely make it a bit more perfect. But these are where our guides are going to be placed. And then the next step is to create the skeleton based on where these guides are placed. So we'll click on the create/update button for the skeleton. And once you do that, you'll notice the skeleton has been created. And then the last step is skinning. We'll just use the default settings and click create/update. And then now the character's skin. All right, so now our character is good to go. And he is rigged. Let me go back to perspective view. All right, so, and then the last step is to essentially assign a source for this control rig. And we want the source to be our animation, because if you press play now, you'll notice that the animation plays, but it's not playing on him. So in order for the animation to be tied to him, what we want to do is change our source on our quick rig character. Just make sure you are on the character that you have created, and then under source we want to go to character 1, because that's the name of our animation. So we change that to that, and you notice that they're now overlapping each other. And let me go ahead and just hide our animation, and then now if you hit play, there you are. The animation is playing on your character. And that's pretty much it. That's the process on bringing in a studio animation directly into Maya and applying it to your character. If the animation works just as is with your character, and you're ready to export out that, export this out into like a game engine, you can then bake the animation to your control rig or skeleton and then export it out. But for the sake of this particular video, we'll go ahead and end it here. I will do another video that shows you the process of cleaning up your studio animations within Maya, and that should be coming out shortly, and I'll link it to this video as soon as it is out. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot, and see you next time. Thanks. See ya.